I just wanted to take a little bit of time to give a testimonial to Christian Healthcare Ministries. So, years ago, my now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, really wanted to get involved in real estate. And his only hesitation was insurance, or lack of insurance, rather. So I told him, listen, I want you to get your license. I want you to figure this out because I know this is what you're truly passionate about. I don't want us not having insurance to hold you back. So I did some research. I asked some friends who were also business owners what they did for insurance because they were, private. And I came across Christian Healthcare Ministries and I read all the reviews. I watched tons of videos. And after lots and lots of reading and asking questions, I decided that that's what we were going to do for our insurance. So for those of you who don't know what that is, Christian Healthcare Ministries is a nonprofit organization. It's not standard insurance. So what they do is they basically share your expenses. So some things don't qualify to be shared. So I know that certain like infertility treatments and certain things aren't allowed to get shared, but there's a huge, booklet of things that are able to get shared. Most surgeries, cancer treatments, physical therapy, pregnancy. So obviously one day I want to have kids, so that was a really big thing for me. So we decided to go with it. Our premiums are not expensive. That was another thing. So when I researched premiums for insurance for Matthew and I, because we're both independent, it was over $1,000 a month. And our deductibles were going to be $7,000. So I'm like, what's the point? Something catastrophic has to happen in order for us to get any sort of benefit from standard insurance. The one thing I was concerned with was in 2016, I got diagnosed with endometriosis. So until we are ready to have children, I need to be on birth control. Birth control out of pocket is pretty expensive. But luckily, my doctor worked with me and found that there were participating pharmacies around that would help, and I could get a generic form of my birth control for only $10 a month. So Sam's Club was a participating pharmacy. All I had to do was become a member there. So I just joined Sam's Club and I get my birth control for $10 a month. So when I do need prescriptions and stuff like that, I know a guy, and I also use GoodRx a lot. So I really want to talk about my first experience with this whole sharing thing with my ACL surgery. So on October 22nd, I tore my ACL for the second time. The first time I did it was at Lifetime Fitness where I worked, and luckily it was a workers' compensation claim, so I didn't have to pay for anything. Physical therapy, the whole surgery, nothing. So I really didn't see any of the bills, but I knew how much surgery, physical therapy, and all this stuff was going to cost. And I was really scared because, we don't have standard insurance. So first thing I did was the day after I hurt myself, when I saw that my knee ballooned up like crazy, I called CHM and I explained the situation. And I told them, I was honest. I said, I have done this before, but it was 8 years ago. I fully recovered. Like, this is a new injury. And they said, nope, just when you go to the doctor, say you're self-pay, ask them for a discount. If they don't give you a discount, just keep your receipts and everything. So I was like, okay. So I'm literally panicked because, it's hard to be self-employed. And at this point, we had our struggles. And so Matt was just like, your knee, that this is the important thing. This is why we have savings and whatever. So I went to the doctor, made my appointment, and I the first thing I asked was, how much is the visit? And it was $250, okay, just to see the doctor. And then it was another $150 for x-rays, which I knew x-rays are bullshit. When you have a knee injury, you need an MRI. So, and then I'm freaking out because I know how much MRIs cost. So I went to the doctor. He did the little test, told me I tore my ACL, and said, let's confirm with an MRI. And I'm like panicking because I know MRIs are $2,000-$3,000. And I'm just like, we can't just freaking pay $3,000 today. I'm already $500 in the hole between the doctor's visit and and the x-rays with $400. So a woman came in after the doctor left, and she said to me, this was my first like holy shit moment. She said to me, she's like, hi, I know you would need an MRI. I'm so sorry to hear about your knee. I know you're self-pay. The lowest we can go for an MRI is $300. And I almost shit myself. I'm like, $300? Like in a good way. I was like, oh my God, because I know how much MRIs are. They're like $2,000. So I sat there and I was like, I'm like, I already paid $400 today. Like, is there any way I could pay a little bit today and then, make like payments? And so she was like, can I see your card? Because I have a card, a CHM card. It's not an insurance card, but I gave it to her and she took it and came back and she's like, okay, how's $100 today? And then you could pay $25 a month until it's paid off. And I said, that is great. Thank you so much. So she left and Matt and I looked at each other like, holy shit, $300 for an MRI? Like, that's crazy because they're charging people $2,000 and that just goes towards your deductible. You still have to pay it. So we paid it, we paid the $400. So another thing is with CHM, they cover anything like pretty much if the visit's 500 or up, they'll cover everything. So like I have had to pay a lot up front for this, but I have gotten, as of today, this is why I'm filming this, I have gotten fully reimbursed for every penny I have spent. So then after this, okay, so then I got my MRI, surgery, right? I'm like, God, this is going to be so expensive. I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyways, called my doctor's office because, I know the doctor charges something, then the hospital bill and the blah, 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 this and that. And so I was diligent. I called ahead of time and I said, listen, I don't have standard insurance. I am self-pay. I said, what does the doctor charge for the surgery? I'm being fully honest with you guys. And she said, okay, his fee is $12,000 just for the doctor and his PA, okay? She said, if you pay it before the surgery, it's $3,000. And I said, okay, sign me up. I'll pay for it. So literally savings and just paid for it. So paid $3,000 before. I'm on the phone with the hospital the day before my surgery, right? Same thing. I'm like, I'm self-pay. I don't have insurance. I'm on a health sharing plan. I will get reimbursed eventually. And she's like, okay. She's like, we need a $2,000 deposit before your surgery. So I was like, okay. So $2,000. So if you're doing math, that's $5,000 plus what I've paid a little bit for my MRI plus the doctor's visit, about $5,500, right? In the hole. Plus physical therapy. So physical therapy, they will cover up to 45 visits. Now I know this is a torn ACL. I know I'm going to require way more than 45 visits, but luckily at this point, I've done all 45 visits, and at this point, I can progress on my own. So it ended up working out, but I'm like, I'm going to need way more than 45 visits, but it worked out fine. So with physical therapy, they have co-pays, they have this, they have that. I went to physical therapy. Again, explain the situation. I'm like, what do you guys charge per session? Like, what's the cash fee? So come to find out, they charge physical therapy between like $160 and $170 a session, okay? I was getting charged the cash discount, $80 a session, okay? And I asked, what's the minimum I could pay? Like, put me on a payment plan. And she said $60 a week. And I'm like, great. So I've been paying $60 a week since pretty much October when I tore my ACL. So go through this whole thing, right? Had the surgery, got the bill around Christmas time. Merry Christmas, right? My surgery was November 22nd, like exactly a month later. I got the bill for the hospital It was $46,000. Okay. That's not for the doctor. That's just the hospital. So that was, for the freaking, oh my God, I'm so mad. They gave me another leg thing and I brought it. I brought my brace. They gave me another one. I'm like, I don't want to get charged for another one. So I have 2 giant, knee braces, post-surgical knee braces. Anyways, $46,000 for my surgery. I've already paid 2 of that, so it was $44,000. I was like, that can't be right. I'm like, I'm self-pay. There's no cash discount on here. So I called them and they're like, so sorry. We didn't mean to send you the bill. Like, please just wait and we'll send you a new bill with the cash discounts. I was like, okay. So I got that maybe 2 weeks later, the updated bill, you guys are going to freak out. So it's $46,000. They brought it down to $6,000. And I've already paid 2. So then I owed like a little over $4,000 for my surgery. I was just like, holy crap. That's like 90% off or something like that. It's crazy, eye-opening. So then I got another bill in the mail from anesthesiologist. So I go through my itemized bill from the hospital and I was like, wait, I was already charged for the anesthesiologist. So I called and they're like, oh no, that was just for the medication. This is for the doctor. I was like, holy shit. So my anesthesia was about $5,000 and then the anesthesiologist was about $5,000. It was $10,000 for the anesthesiologist. So again, I explained to them I'm self-pay, like I'm making payments, and they wouldn't give me a discount. So they were the only ones that didn't give me a discount. It was like I just paid it today. So it was $5,300. And I said, I'm paying $25 a month until I get my reimbursement. Well, and then about a month ago, I got a bill from their collection agency. So because I didn't pay it in full, they sent it to collections. And I called the collection agency. All this COVID stuff going on has slowed down the sharing time of CHM a little bit, which totally understandable, right? Like they've obviously cut back, sent people home that aren't working. So I totally get it. So I was still waiting at this point for my last reimbursement for the anesthesiologist and a little bit more physical therapy. So I called the collection agency and again explained the situation, and they said totally fine, like just pay what you can. I said, okay, I'll pay $50. So I'll pay $50 now. I'm like, I'm not sure when I'm gonna get my reimbursement. I said I might get it in June or July. I'm just not sure. As soon as I get it, I'll call back and I'm gonna pay it in full. So yesterday I got the reimbursement for the anesthesiologist and some more physical therapy. So this is why I'm giving this testimonial, because I cannot tell you how much I appreciate Christian Healthcare Ministries. They have made a very stressful process in my life, which was going through this whole thing again, the financial part of it. They made that the easiest part of it. And that's usually the finances when it comes to medical bills and paying for things is very, very stressful. I have not had to stress a single moment about paying for this. It has been fully reimbursed. So yes, we did have to pay a little bit up front, in order to receive the discounts, but within 3 months, we got it all reimbursed. So like now I'm 5 months post-op and everything's been paid for, but I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm so happy and that we went with them, 3 years ago, and they have been so great answering they're so responsive when I call. It's been amazing. And I just want more people who are, entrepreneurs and independent to know about them, because they saved us financially. The stress, the stress is mentally overwhelming financially with medical bills sometimes. And what they have done is just amazing. The whole program is I'm just in awe. I think it's unbelievable. And I wish more people knew about it. So that's why I'm giving my testimonial today. And I urge you that if you're struggling, if you're someone who's independent and you're not on your spouse's insurance, really, I would look into it. It has been the biggest blessing in our lives, and I just can't say enough good things about them. So, again, that's Christian Healthcare Ministries. I think it's chministries.org if you want to look it up and do some research. And if you have more questions for me, just let me know. Insurance is so big, I know, for so many people. It's why Matt didn't want to do real estate for so long, because we were both going to be independent and insurance was going to be a struggle and it was going to be very expensive. And this has been a very reasonable, practical option for us, and it has worked. And I just want you all to know it's not a scam. Like, I am proof. I mean, I'll show you the bills. So my surgery would have been, with the physical therapy, with the doctors, I want to say that, so let me do the math, $46,000 for my surgery, plus $12,000 for the doctor, that's $58,000, plus physical therapy was about $5,000, that's over $60,000. So, but with cash discounts and everything, I think it was all less than $20,000. And it has all been shared through Christian Healthcare Ministries. And I thank them. I appreciate them. And I just want more people to know that this exists and this help is out there. And again, if you have any questions, just please reach out to me. Don't hesitate. And I hope that more people find success with them just like I did. Thank you again, CHM. You saved my life. And thank you for helping me not stress about the financial part of going through another ACL recovery.